Hey guys, welcome to another session of Epic 7. So today we're going to do a Dark Corvus feature video. If you guys follow me on YouTube, you know that I pulled Dark Corvus on a Moonlight summon one day. Was chasing for Oxloth and they got Dark Corvus and I was really happy about it. If you are a top player, obviously in GVG, you do know that the Dark Corvus is technically should not lose a fight, especially in GVG. They are used for scouting out like really difficult like either towers or fort defenders, etc. Not everybody would have Dark Corvus, but for top guilds that do have Dark Corvus users usually go first. Like I said, because the high HP pool. We're gonna take a look at his stats in a bit, but I want to show you guys at least Dark Corvus. Again, I don't think a lot of people actually need a feature video because what he does is pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna go through a couple fights here just because I wanted to showcase him in action, and I'll show you guys the gear and kind of like stats you want to aim for, especially if you're a new player. I do find that that could be important for you.
I'll take your life.
So I'm just gonna go. I have basically running 2 builds with Dark Corvus at the moment, and I think that majority of the time you're gonna be swapping between 1 or 2 builds, maybe 3 at the most, and I'm gonna go through that. And when we're talking about builds, we're also talking about the artifacts as well. I do believe that Dark Corvus is one of those heroes that can really benefit from a lot of artifacts, but too bad he can't benefit from all of them. But anyways, I'll go through that after this battle here. So as you can see, the high HP threshold really helps tanking these kind of teams. This team is supposed to burst you down with pretty much SS Bologna, and then prevents cleave with a speed hero like Shadow Rose, and then has a bruiser, a really hard to kill bruiser, mind you, like ML Robbie. So that's what he's going for here, I think. SSB can do a lot of damage if built right, and with Rengar Specialty Drink it's pretty scary. It has a pretty good effectiveness. My Montmorency right now is running 150% effect resistance rather. So actually for her to land the defense break on me, that's actually pretty good. I don't have an Aureus holder on this team at the moment, but my Maya is on Adamant Shield, so I am cutting down the what's it called? The crit damage by quite a bit. So I'm gonna move my Dark Corvus up. I just want to get him to kill off SS Bologna as fast as possible here, and I'm gonna get my max souls after doing this.
Now.
If you wish to fight,
so I'm gonna soul burn it for the kill.
descent.
I am running 30,000 HP on Dark Corvus with a bit of imprinting from Destina as well. My Dark Corvus is triple S. For those of you who actually know me, you know that this is it happened pretty much instantly because of the amount of fire Corvuses I can get. I kind of like that about Dark Corvus, that he's a 5-star ML, but he takes a 4-star imprint. So most of the time I would presume that people who have Dark Corvus may have him at triple S, like at least easier than the other MLs, unless you're just like insanely crazy whale. For this one I'm gonna start killing off Angelica here. Yeah, so some people, have the complaint that Dark Corvus is boring. I would agree, he is, and I even know some people that actually don't use Dark Corvus even though they have him because of how boring he is. But I would say that if you are in a top guild and if you don't have, like, if you're facing top guilds versus top guild, I think there's no better hero to use on the offense team than Dark Corvus in a lot of the fights now. And if I remember to talk about it, I will. Let me just go and attack. Realistically, Because to prevent ML Robbie from hitting too hard, that's the reason why I brought F Maya. Just in case. ML Robbie can do quite a bit of damage if it wasn't for like F Maya baiting, or even C Armin in that matter.
Who will stand against me?
So I need more AoE, stuff like that. Really helps reduce his cooldown. But I'm gonna kill off Angie first because she's the healer. Yeah, these fights are, yeah, like I said, they're boring. But if you don't want to lose, I suppose it's the best way. Try provoking. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Shadow Rose because apparently she has low resistance. I'm gonna move him up. And then, of course, I myself, I'm always a fan of cool-looking heroes. That's why I actually think Dark Corvus is really cool. He does look cool though to me. His voice lines are also really awesome.
This world's existence no longer has force now to reveal my strength. See the power of the Archdemon.
I'll show you what I've got.
Okay, I'm gonna see if she's on counter. I highly doubt ML Robbie's on counter, but I'm gonna try to get some counter hits onto Dark Corvus if she is on counter. Let's find out. Doesn't look like it.
I will punish you with the strength of dark.
Okay, provoking would be nice. Oh, that's not good. Like slap her awake. Make her wake up. There you go.
In Noidus's name.
Yeah, it does pretty good damage actually. My defense isn't like super low, but that's actually not bad.
For victory.
We might actually kill off Shadow Rose with our next next S3 on Dark Corvus because of the Aureus. I'm actually not going to hit her in case she falls asleep. He's got it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this one's over. I'll show you guys the gear I'm running right now and just discuss on builds, and I might even demonstrate one of my other builds, a speedier build.
If you wish to fight me until determination is required.
I thought about something. Oh no, I think she's dead. I think she's dead. She has Sigur's Scythe. Yeah, she's dead. 27,000.
I can still fight.
Okay, so I'll show you the build right now, and I'm running basically two builds at the moment, and I kind of like the more HP build. It's just beefier and a lot of GVG fights. So these are the stats I'm running right now. As you can see, there's 4 T88 pieces of gear. I haven't gotten the armor yet, but I don't remember. I actually don't think there's any usable ones. At least it doesn't have speed. So for me, Dark Corvus, obviously, I mean, his whole thing is survive long enough to do his S3. I mean, he actually steals health back, which is pretty cool, on both his S1 and his S3, which is his 2 attacking skills, his active. His S2, arguably, you wanna full max this. It does only 85% of his max health, the output damage. It can't crit, so you don't need to bother with crit rate, critical hit damage. That won't matter. You can miss though. So if you were missing, of course, you know, plug in the missing formula. You're not gonna do as much damage. I do run Portrait on him just because a lot of people are running really tanky heroes now. If you don't have Portrait, if you're a newer player and you don't have this limited artifact, until this comes back, your next best bet would be to use Exorcist Tonfa, which is actually what I actually use for him most of the time, because I find Portrait more important for some other heroes. And you know, when you're in arena, you're not really always facing someone with like 27,000 HP. As you saw the damage there, I did about 27,000 with 30,000 health, and with Portrait. So Portrait and Tonfa, they do extra damage, but it's not scaled on attack, it's just the overall damage. So this works for him. Tonfa, like I said, would work if this is a max. It's a 16%. So compared to Portrait Max, it would be a 4% difference. So 4% if difference of a 20 plus thousand damage is quite a big difference. So when I'm running the two, I do notice it. So, and also this has better base stats, so this kind of put him above 30,000 HP. If I ran with Tonfa, even if it's max level, I don't think I'm gonna get that. Actually, let me double check here. You can see kind of, yeah, it's like only 148. You can imagine that at when it's maxed, maybe not even 200. This is 468. So Portrait of Saviors, if this artifact comes back, highly recommend farm. You need at least 6-7 copies, to be honest. That's what I feel like. Anyways, so as you can see here, because T88s, they give you better rules. So this is the Arena Season 3 gear. So if you haven't picked this up, in my review, when I did the release news, in my review, I felt that the helmet was like the best one, as in all scenarios, whichever substat you roll, it won't be salty. Whereas the other ones are always a mix of like one salty substat, and we all have that experience. If you got the Season 2 gear, etc., it rolls into like effect resistance when it's like a DPS set. Now, arguably, it could be still used, but still, you would prefer like, DPS go DPS stats. Tanks go tank stats, etc, etc. This one I find probably the best. I did get lucky, 13 speed roll there and 18 defense, and of course 6 defense, 18 health, 6 defense, 6 effect resistance. Not bad. I would say for Dark Corvus, if you are building him, I would run him on a speed set. He really needs the speed. If you have a lot of HP, have a lot of defense, and you're just sitting there and you're really slow, you still could die. That's the thing, especially in a GVG fight, I would say, because you have one less hero. So, if you're going to run one healer, one Dark Corvus, and then a tank, maybe like C Armin for Aureus, and then the crit damage mitigation. If you're going to run something like that, you still want him pretty fast. Otherwise, one, the fight will take forever. And two, if your healer can't output enough heals based on, the damage dealer you're facing, you might lose. I think recommended 170 speed would be like ideal. 160 I would say is like the minimum a speed bruiser should be at. Like you need to get at least 160 because I gave him, like, I really fished for speed with health. He has pretty decent speed, so I'm just gonna show you here. This one was because it's the speed set, health, 7 speed, and 27 defense. Defense on him is not bad in case you are running, let's say, a two healer team, and I might even show some clips of my GVG.
This world's existence.
Nice.
I can still.
Yeah, if you run like 2 healers, not having Aureus, not having some Adamant Shield or any sort of damage mitigation, it would be good to get him a bit more beefy. I have seen anywhere from like 28,000 health to like 28,000 health, 1400 defense, which is really nice. T88 gears, again, nothing much going on here in this one in terms of the substat realm. I would say I was only using this for the main stat and the speed. I will talk about the effectiveness in a bit, but I don't really think that in both an offensive Dark Corvus and a defensive Dark Corvus, which on that subject I don't really recommend running a defensive Dark Corvus. It doesn't really work unless you have a really good Dark Corvus. Like, we're talking like 200 speed, 28,000 health, with some annoying hero on this side. I faced one today. It was versus like Assassin Collie Dark Corvus, and the Assassin Collie hit really hard. So even though I'm baiting with like F Maya, it was still like a DPS race, really. I had to make sure I killed off the healer, then killed off Dark Corvus without him attacking on the same turn that Assassin Collie was going. It was really crazy. The boot here is not even that good. As you can see, I'm running a broken set. So ideally, you do want to complete some sets. It could be, I would say, effect resistance set might be one of the best ones for him. Again, keep in mind that he doesn't need crit rate. He doesn't need crit damage. Effectiveness, like I said, not really super important. If you're gonna bait him, like if you're using offensively, you can either, heal up the other heroes to make him the bait, or you are just facing light elemental hero, which he is the bait already. So I don't feel that the effectiveness is really only for his provoke. Really matters unless you're trying to get multiple heroes to hit him. So I think, in my experience, most Dark Corvus builds, yes, it would be nice if you get high HP, high speed, high defense, high effectiveness, high effect resistance. In my experience though, between effect resistance and effectiveness, I do think that effect resistance is the better one. This will help, you know, save you from a cleanser having to be used with him. As you saw in my fight, I had Montmorency there, even though I didn't really have anyone that would provoke him, like an ML Cecilia or something like that. But you want him to do his S3 when he gets a turn. It's very detriment to be provoked in the middle of, like, let's say you have your S3, you have your cooldown all reset, you're ready to use it, you have your souls, you can soul burn it, but you get provoked. That can make or break, especially if your healer is on a turn that's not healing, and you're going to benefit from his S3 actually doing the damage and doing the life steal, right? So in my opinion, you know, I've seen Dark Corvus is really good actually with 100+ effect resistance. I would say like 100 is like a bare minimum and a very nice to have. It will prevent most provoking units, because most provoking units are around 40, maybe 50 effectiveness. ML Cecilia, Crow, like F Maya, C Armin, etc. Mostly about 50% effectiveness. So if you run them at 100% effect resistance, that's super solid. I have seen people like couple it with like maybe 60% effect resistance with Strack Gauntlet. So Strack is a good artifact for him. I would say Timeless Anchor is not bad, but we also got this other one called I don't think it's on anyone, but if you have been playing since I've, you know, for a while, Crimson Sea, there you go. This I think it says up to a 75% chance, if I recall correctly, to dispel one buff, but it can only be activated once per turn. So this compared to something like Timeless Anchor, which has up to a 50% chance to dispel a debuff when attacked. Strategically, both have pros and cons. All right, both have pros and cons. If you're running Dark Corvus on a defense team, if you do prefer to use him on a defense team, I would say that he really needs Portrait, because the AI can't soul burn, and he needs that soul burn in order to finish off like the tankiest heroes. If you don't have a soul burn, it will fall a bit flat. Based on the stats I have here, if I don't soul burn it and I run Tonfa, I do about 17,000 damage with about 30,000 HP, maybe 18,000, somewhere like around there. To soul burn it, as you saw, with 30,000, I only did 27, so 85% if you soul burn it, and it's less if you don't. So ideally, you know, you don't run them on a defense team, but I have seen some comps that could make it work. But like I said, Timeless Anchor, Crimson Seed, if you don't have a high effect resistance, but I don't recommend it running on a defense. Strack Gauntlet, Durandal can work on him. A lot of warrior artifacts can really work on him. And as you saw, again, like I said, I do it for the damage. I go with a cleanser, so I know, or immunity buffer, so I know for sure I'll be able to get it on the turn. So yeah, that's my recommendation on the build. To be honest, like, I would be really happy if I can, like, you know, start getting gear that has a lot more effect resistance. But otherwise, in terms of speed and HP, this will do enough damage to take out most enemies. Now, I do run another one, and actually I'll showcase this so you guys can see the difference. I do run another build, although another broken set, but a 40 speed boot with 24 health. Okay. Of course, the effect resistance is lowered, but my effect resistance is so low anyway that I'm not really chasing it at this moment. Although, like I said, I would try. 27,000 HP with 210 speed. I'm gonna commit the gold to this showcase so you guys just can see. But in my opinion, because speed is relative based on who you're fighting, if all of them are really fast anyways, all you're preventing is yourself not being lapped. You're not gonna feel like, you know, you're like your Sonic the Hedgehog or whatever. So let me find one that that could be useful for speedier like for this one, maybe this one will work. I'm gonna run SSB to chip more damage, to chip it down a bit more. I don't know if I want to run Serum. I don't think there's gonna be much problems. I'll probably run Assyria. Actually, let's run Assyria on this one, so I could reset a bit quicker. Although, yeah, actually Assyria is gonna have a problem, so I'm gonna give her the HP imprint. So HP imprints on SSB, Dark Corvus, so she survives a bit longer for Corvus. Hopefully that's enough effect resistance. On Monty should be, but I'll just go for it.
You to the path of light.
So again, 205 speed, Dark Corvus right now, and of course he doesn't need attack buffs, so that's really nice. Gonna reset him right now. I can see who has the lowest HP. So Dizzy looks like she has the lowest HP, but she's for sure going to be I'm gonna try to strip the actually no, I don't know. If I strip it and stuns my Dark Corvus, that's not good. So I'm actually gonna go for ML Cecilia. She has the lowest HP. You can tell because of the ratio of the barrier on Dizzy's HP bar. So you can tell because the barrier is always flat from MLCC, you could tell that she does have the lowest HP in this pool. So my guess is that Monty is about 15,000, Dizzy's about 12,000. Anyways, this probably will not one-shot, but at least I can show you guys 27,000 HP with Tonfa. This 13,000. Oh, it killed. Okay, so I was about right. Yeah, 12,000 HP on Dizzy. So 13,000, but with a barrier. So we'll see how much HP is on the ML Cecilia, but most likely average about 2,000 HP barrier. So I did about 15,000 there. So as you can see, 15,000 damage-ish with 27,000 HP. So you can see the soul burn can really be beneficial here. I'm gonna put the immunity on him.
Even if it's just a little.
Technically I could put it on Assyria too, but it's okay. We're not gonna get a turn until MLCC goes. 22,000, yeah, so about an average of 20,000 if it's assuming it's a maxed
Bring it on.
max barrier. Oh, it's not even a max barrier. Okay, that's probably why then. I might have not been able to kill off that Dizzy if it was a max barrier. I got lucky, he stunned my SSB.
Get ready.
So running Assyria here will be pretty helpful really quick.
It's hard.
I will say though, my Dark Corvus actually has pretty high attack. Although I wasn't chasing it, 2k attack is pretty high. You shouldn't, if you're building him like with the stats that I was mentioning, speed, HP, defense. Oh, there's Crimson Seed on the Fire Corvus. Speed, HP, defense, effect resistance, and effectiveness. You shouldn't have 2k plus attack. Although a lot of that might be from Portrait, but you shouldn't have it.
I'll give you a rest.
Okay, 2 more turns on Assyria, but you can see that the Dark Corvus is pretty speedy, going through them pretty quick here. I'm just gonna do this.
I'm getting tired of you. Bye bye now. It's too late to back out now.
Okay, they got no Horus on this team, so it's not too easy, not too hard to cut down on their HP. I'm gonna try to provoke the Fire Corvus. No, didn't work.
I will do my best.
It's okay though because Assyria should be able to reset him on the next one, and we'll have a soul burn this time for sure. I'm gonna kill off Montmorency first because she is really the only one that won't do damage, and I can't provoke her.
Let's start with something light.
Yeah, they're all almost dead. So this is not really a good Dark Corvus showcase in terms of like where you use them. Right now, what you're looking at would be just purely for fun. But I definitely recommend, like, if it's like a really heavy duty arena team, let's say like Arbiter Vildred and you know, Fire Corvus, and you got like Maid Chloe or something like that, something really annoying. I would say Dark Corvus is a pretty good one. But yeah, everybody should have heard that if you have Dark Corvus, you shouldn't lose technically. But I have. I have. Some teams are pretty good.
My turn. I'll give you a rest. I'll show you what I've got.
So you kill off the ML Cecilia pretty quick, actually.
No longer has any value.
They're gonna keep going for Asteria anyways, because Asteria has the lowest HP. So I may as well kill her off and just focus on Fire Corvus. At least this way we can see, because Fire Corvus isn't the fastest one here. So at least you can see Dark Corvus. Again, speed is relative. So you can now see Dark Corvus kind of trying to lap him. After Monty and so get a turn. Yeah, I might lap. Yeah, so you can see that it laps pretty nice. Yeah, so yeah, Portrait works. The target debuff is also really good on an enemy, as you saw there. If I did get Corvus's S3, I should be able to do 15% more damage. That's the target debuff, what it does, and it does work for Dark Corvus's skill.
I'll give you a rest.
Okay, I can't really reset. Doesn't really matter.
Forever.
Don't need to reset.
I pledge myself.
Yeah, Crimson Seed. So now he actually can buff himself, but he can't heal. But he's gonna do it twice.
Self-control.
Yeah, so effect resistance on Dark Corvus there would prevent him from being pushed all the way up. But anyways, he gets a turn regardless, because he's fast.
Let me take your pain away. I'll help you. There I go.
This world's existence.
Yeah, and then Tonfa won't even activate because he's lower than the 50%.
Descent.
But this is a Soul Burn, 22,000 without Tonfa activated on it. So with a 27,000 HP, you kind of get a sense of it. Yeah, realistically, you wanna be able to get Dark Corvus's S2 maxed if you want to benefit from being a bit slower. So every time he gets attacked, if he gets attacked, he gets 1 turn cooldown. If it's a critical hit, he gets 2. So it can rack up pretty quick. And then, you know, if you want, you can get more healing out of the S1. Although I don't think it's that important, because it does take the damage as health. So like I said, if you're not going to build them with really high attack, you're really not going to benefit from it too much. So I wouldn't even bother chasing it. So some people have gone to it to get the provoke. So 75% provoke is no joke. So if you have the effectiveness, I'd say go for it. But I think for myself, for my build, I think I'm even hesitant to get this to a +3, because I haven't really used them as a bait too much, and if you have healers to sustain it, it's just a longer battle, but it's not like a make it or break. But his S3, 100%, you have to get this max in order to get the right damage. When I was building him, and I had that Mola lull, I had to wait like till the week reset to get the last to +6. I was doing it at a +5, and the 10% makes a big difference. Especially if you're scaling Tonfa or Portrait, something like that. So yeah, anyways, that's my quick showcase on Dark Corvus. Hopefully in the future I can make some upgrades. Probably I wouldn't mind him at a 180-ish speed, what I was showcasing there. 29,000, 30,000 HP would be nice, but I would probably aim at least 60% effect resistance and try to break this set and make it an effect resistance set. I think that's the only one that would really benefit him in the long run. You could try a hit set too if you really want the effectiveness, I suppose, but or health set actually if you want more health. So actually a lot can work. It depends on the substats. But as you can see, yeah, so that's it for this. Yeah, so if you guys you know, watching my GVG especially, obviously because we are you know, trying to fight at least some semblance of a top spot in Guild Wars, and I know that a lot of you guys watching, you're in like competitive guilds, and you guys are even higher in rank than us. You guys know what I'm talking about when it comes to Dark Corvus. So anyways, yeah, but for the new players, hopefully that's been helpful. I'm gonna end this video here. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.